bill, please.
Book your cab for the same time next week, 9:30 BBC One. And next up tonight, the best show in the world, probably.
I don't mind asking people tough questions if I think that they're necessary. I did an interview with Muhammad Ali, and he lost his temper.
I'm serious. You and this little TV show is nothing to Muhammad Ali.
And I could tell by his eyes that he wasn't kidding. He wasn't selling tickets. I had angered him.
You can't beat me physically nor mentally.
I think there are ways of approaching tough questioning. You needn't be confrontational about it. You can ask anything you want, providing the person opposite you trusts you. This week on the show, we've got a really special show, I think. We've got Sir David Attenborough, who needs no introduction, and Billy Connolly, one of my very, very favourite guests.
Parkinson, tomorrow night, 10:20 on BBC One.
Your whole life's a series of missing manhole covers. You're an emotional Mr. Magoo.
We were living together here until a year ago, and then I found out he was screwing my daughter.
Big Woody Allen fan, is he?
He was so hung up.
I know, I'd far rather be shallow like you. She went off to university with glasses, frizzy hair and braces. She came back looking like a game show host.
The guy's a conceited, self-centred twat.
So maybe it reminds me of you. How many times do you want me to apologise? I haven't even started counting yet.
Unfinished Business, Saturday at 5 to 10 on BBC One.
Legal, honest and decent now on BBC One, if you're lucky.
Hello, I'm Tony Hawks, and for the next half hour we'll be having a look at the major contribution that ITV has made to quality television, the adverts. Like this one, an advert for the new shower gel with added Prozac. Must get myself some of that. Please welcome our team captains, Alan Davies and Fred MacAulay. And our guests this week are a rich blend of youth and experience. With Alan is the mature wit of Dominic Holland. And with Fred is the youthful exuberance of Terry Wogan. When you're standing in a telephone box, it's pretty obvious what all the adverts are for. With other ads, however, it's not always so clear-cut. In our first round, we show our teams an ad and ask them to work out what it's for. Alan and Dominic, here's one for you.
When it's time to have a bite, have a sandwich.
That's a curried egg toasty sandwich.
Oh.
Here's how to make it. Toast 2 thick slices of good fresh bread, spread with butter or table margarine, smother with scrambled egg mixed with curry powder, top with sweet pickle, and cover. It's delicious.
What is that selling? It's a tricky ad.
It's some sort of methane factory. What is margarine, by the way?
In those days, they called it margarine, did they? I don't know.
Margarine.
Terry, what is it?
Well, I sort of... Look here, I'm the cutting-edge guy here, all right?
I thought it was interesting that they said when it's time to have the bite, have the sandwich. Was it in the days of rationing, when there was only one sandwich in the whole of Britain?
Do you have any ideas, Dominic, what that might be?
Could it be for a curried egg sandwich?
She did it. She actually went for the margarine without looking. She's made so many of them. She
Terry, you're calling it margarine as well now, are you?
It's just slipped into my consciousness.
Yeah, that is actually how it's pronounced. It is margarine.
Margarine.
And my mother-in-law will have it no other way.
Well, we don't want to know which way she has it.
Is her name Margaret?
Margaret.
Margaret.
Oh, yeah. Margaret.
Margaret.
Well, moving on.
I think it's margarine.
Toaster.
No.
Right.
Hang on, I'm the captain. At the very least, you're supposed to say could be, Al, maybe, skip, whatever you say, mate. Sliced bread.
Well, you're going for bread, are you? Which are you going for, sliced bread?
Or methane.
OK, let's have a look, see what it's actually for.
It's delicious.
When it's time to have a bite, have a sandwich. Morning, noon and night, have a sandwich.
Have they just started this advertising stuff that everyone had?
That's right.
Breathing. Try it.
Yeah.
Try chatting at the bus stop.
When I did that sandwich, when he made that sandwich, I think he thought...
Dominic, did you say he's advertising a sandwich?
What do your parents look like, Dom, exactly? Have you had a girlfriend?
I've got a son, so I hope so.
His kid is older than he is. It's extraordinary. He only wears glasses to try and look older than his own son.
It's an advert from 1955 telling us to have a sandwich. This advert was made by the ad agency Obvious, Stupid and Pointless.
Morning, noon and night, have a sandwich.
It's a great jingle, though, and jingles are very effective in advertising. I don't know, Terry, any
No
favourite?
Not lots of favourite ads. I mean, all-time favourite ads, of course, is You Spoil Us Ambassador, isn't it? Put it on.
Excelente.
Excelente. Yes, that may not be a jingle, but it has a place in my heart.
If that advert was true, you'd take the one at the bottom, wouldn't you? They'd all fall down and say, pick him up, you shithead, go on.
What about the one where the fella comes in to the kitchen in the morning, sits on a squeaky toy, it goes, and he goes, oh, yes! I must do something about that loan.
He hasn't sat on a squeaky toy, he's actually got a squeaky arse. And he's pulled the toy out and gone, look at that, the toy's all squeaky, like that. And really he's thinking, I must have that operation to fix my squeaky arse.
Fred and Terry, here are some furry friends for you.
Oh, there's a nice one, look at him.
Oh, no, he's a bit too thin.
Nah.
Oh, look, it's so sweet. Oh, here, doggy. This one looks good.
Yeah, he looks great.
Oh, isn't he cute?
Let's get this one.
Yeah, here, doggy.
Right. Well, that's an ad for dogs. I mean, if the other one was for sandwiches, it's a generic ad for dogs.
Well, it was a different ad agency that did this, so it might not be quite so straightforward.
Nothing to do with Scrapey?
No. I think he's lost me.
What's Scrapey is a sort of mad cow disease for sheep.
Is it a skin thing?
Yeah, only if you're a sheep.
If you're sheep. Doesn't transfer.
In your case, you're close enough, but not an ad for rabies, is it?
Well, I'll tell you what, to give you a clue, I'm going to show you a bit more of another ad from the same campaign.
Is it Korean tourist board?
It's obviously an ad for British beef.
I'll push Fred and Terry here for a final answer.
I think Dominic's maybe pointed us in the right direction. It's Korean, something to do with not going to Korea rather than going to Korea.
Right, who might pay for that then, do you think?
RSPCA.
Let's have a look, see what the answer is. Look, the original ad again.
This one looks good.
Yeah, he looks great.
Oh, isn't he cute?
Let's get this one.
Yeah, here, doggy.
Excuse me, we'll take this one.
What an excellent choice. How would you like it cooked?
Deep fried sounds good.
Please report illegal consumption of domestic animals to the police.
Oh, dear.
Look at that slogan. Yeah. That is terrifying, isn't it?
There to be loved, not
There to be loved, not eaten. Even in a sandwich.
Well, I'll give you 2 points for that, Phil.
Dog
you were
sandwich.
close enough. They were both adverts for the Hong Kong Kennel Club telling people to report any illegal consumption of dogs. So, if you're in Hong Kong, think twice before buying a Yorkie bar. At the end of that round, let's see how the scores stand. Fred's team with 2 points, also with 2 points, Alan's team.
Thank you.
Our next round is called the Archive Ad Round, a test of memory for our team members, particularly those who can't even remember how they got home last night. Alan and Dominic, here's an old commercial, cleverly cut together with some events from the same year. The question is, which year?
That is Kevin Keegan.
Ah, there they are. Look out! Hey! Oh! Never mind, Neil.
Trivial Pursuit.
Launched that year, Trivial Pursuit.
Good work out there, Henry.
After a good workout, nothing beats a great smell of brew.
That was back GMTV.
Breakfast TV.
Was this the launch of GM Breakfast Telly, was it?
Yeah, they got together 5 of the dullest.
Oh, there's David Icke.
imaginable
There's
human
David
beings.
Icke.
David Icke! What a loony! Cuba will disappear. Dull, 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 dull. Oh, here he is!
Fruit 33, the deodorant with muscle.
Hello, there's something going on between Keegan and Cooper there, isn't there? 2 hours later, banging the living daylights out of each other. Have a squirt of Brute up there, that'll get me in. Fruit 33, whiffed around the underwear. That was the giveaway. That was when they knew that Henry and Kev were at it.
Can I put...
Getting back to some of the things that might end up in the show.
That was at the Labour Party conference. I don't know what happened. He must have had a couple of jars. And he went down, he didn't notice the sea, apparently. He was on the beach. I think that was 1983.
Is that Fruit?
Is that were you happy with that? Cause
I think it was 83 because that was the year he was made Labour Party leader. It was either that or 85 when he did his top speech.
I think it's 83 or 85.
I reckon 83.
I think it's 84. Oh. Just to annoy you.
Well, let's see what Alan's captaincy like. Will he hold out or will he give in? Alan?
I think 83.
Absolutely right. 83 is the answer. Well done.
Can I just say something? You know Keegan's advertising Brute there? This is true, right? This morning I was having breakfast. Glenn Hoddle was advertising Shirley Wheat, right, with his family, and he split up with his wife, so they took him off the advert. He's now advertising Cheerios.
Well, the answer is 1983, the year when Neil Kinnock fell into the sea. Nowadays, of course, the Labour leader would simply walk on it. A supplementary question for you, Alan and Dominic.
Thank you.
Kevin Keegan recently advertised another product. What was it, and why was it not wholly successful?
Was it Shaggy Perm solution? But that didn't work because it's not fashionable anymore. Each other.
Reaching 2000,
Did he advertise...
Newcastle Brown Ale.
Was it Barclaycard?
It wasn't.
Yeah. We know the answer.
OK, we'll just carry on.
Well, no.
Wait, no,
It was the Honey Monster, and it was wearing a Newcastle outfit. And Kevin couldn't go on advertising because Kevin left under a cloud.
Absolutely right. Bonus point for Terry. Well done. Well done. We advertised Sugar Puffs with the Honey Monster, who was wearing a Newcastle United shirt. A popular campaign which increased sales of the cereal, except in Sunderland, of course, where football fans who hate Newcastle boycotted Puffs and the sales fell dramatically. In an attempt to win back some customers on Wearside, they put the Honey Monster in the Sunderland shirt and he was voted Player of the Season. Fred and Terry, here are some dedicated followers of fashion.
I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love.
Oh, look. Oh, what's she doing?
That's making Bianca.
This is a buttock farm. They knew how to make ads then.
Hey, look at that.
These are very dodgy shorts.
That was, you can see where Posh Spice got her inspiration. You see, this was all the races gathered together in praise of a beautiful sparkling drink. And nobody wore any makeup.
Not in those days. Look at that.
They're all as rough as...
Well, plenty of klooks.
That was regarded then as an extremely expensive ad.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, because there was a crowd of people and they must have had to pay them about 7 guineas a go to be on the shop. And now, of course, I mean, when you do see a British Airways ad, I mean, it's the whole world, isn't it? Millions of people on a beach in Tahiti.
Jimmy Savile, however, whose shorts, as I said, were kind of suspect.
He should have been excused shorts, shouldn't he?
A bit gappy. That was him presenting top of the oops, I've just popped out. How's about that, then? So what year was it? That's the question, wasn't it?
Was that the question?
Yeah,
Fred and I have had a bit of an argument about it. Not the same kind of argument that the other team are having.
more civilised?
Because we get on quite well together. Because we're two old Celts.
Two old Celts?
Yeah.
I think that might be a misspelling. I don't know.
Well, Fred thinks it's 1972.
Right, and you're happy with that?
I thought 1970.
Right. So which do you want, Fred? Your captaincy tested.
I'm a pathetic captain. I just go, oh, well, where's my guess?
So 70 or 72?
70. And then I can blame him.
The answer is 1971. With the Coca-Cola ad, I'd like to teach the world to sing, which was a hit for the New Seekers. For years, they were a bland, unpopular group called the Seekers, who thought they could make themselves more appealing by sticking the word new in front of their name. Honestly, as if a stunt like that would work for anyone. At the end of that round, let's have a look at the scores. I see that Fred's team have 4 points, Alan's team also on 4 points.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Someone else does it. Boring. Now it's time for a round in which we show our teams an ad and ask them to spot the famous face appearing in it. Alan and Dominic, who's this reclining beauty? There's some words blanked out. What made blank think again about stretch covers?
I just recognise those quite fat arms. Terry, can you just take your jacket off, mate? Yeah, now that's looking familiar. Is this Terry Wogan?
Well, have a look.
Yay! Terry, she hasn't changed a bit.
It was Terry in a lovely reclining position you're in there.
Can I just say, Terry, that when I was younger, my dad's your biggest fan on the radio. We only watched Dallas because of you bastard. And every day he used to do Fight the Flab, and we'd sit there listening to Fight the Flab, and my dad eating the biggest plate of pork you've ever seen in your life. Going, isn't he marvellous, Terry? You're the only bloke doing the exercises. Did you used to do them?
Yeah, no. We did have an exercise where if you wanted to find out whether you were really overweight, you took all your clothes off and jumped up and down in front of the mirror. And the bits that were flopping that weren't supposed to flop, they were overweight. You see, could I cut them off or get rid of them somehow? And this woman wrote to me and said that she had done it. Her husband had gone out the door to go to work, and she got in front of the mirror and she started jumping up and down. And he had forgotten his briefcase. And he came back and got completely the wrong idea. And now she was pregnant, and what was I going to do about it?
I want to show you a little bit of the intro to that ad, because it's really good. It says, maybe it was the Irish in him. Terry liked the idea of stretch covers, but he simply couldn't be bothered. Then something changed his mind.
I feel like a strumpet. It's a stretch cover. I'm sitting on that stretch cover and I'm bursting out of that shirt.
Fred and Terry, who might this be?
Who's got my fairy liquid?
It's for my Skittles.
It's for my washing up.
Here's your bottle back.
We know she is.
You can have it when it's
Ginger Spice.
Will you get another one then?
Not the kid, the other one.
The kid.
It was the kid.
The famous one is Dennis Waterman, but I don't think it was him.
It's not Lily Savage.
Keith Chegwin.
So
the famous one was Leslie Ash.
Well, so far, Fred's not sure what sex the child is. Let's have a look at her again, close up.
A bell, doesn't it?
No, that's a great help.
Pauline Quirk. Linda
Robson.
OK, well, let's have a look at who that girl grew into. That was, in fact, Leslie Ash in an ad for Fairy Liquid in 1964. Their most famous ad featured the immortal question, "Mummy, mummy, why are your hands so soft?" To which came the reply, "Because we've got a dishwasher, you precocious little brat." At the end of that round, it's time for the scores. I see that Fred's team have 4 points, but keeping their hands soft, Alan's team with 6 points.
Thank you.
The next round is called Hard Sell, and our teams are given a product which they have to advertise. It's a particularly hard sell because they don't know what it's actually for. Alan and Dominic, tell us what this is and how you might advertise it, or where you might advertise it, whatever.
Henry Cooper used it on Kevin Keegan. Buzzing.
Is it a lighthouse for really spoilt kids in the bath?
Careful how you finger that.
That's disgusting. I can't believe Terry Wogan said that.
Is it wobble? Some sort of a sundial with...
Oh.
I'm actually a little bit afraid of it, to be quite honest. Because it does feel like some kind of a countdown, you know, and any minute that's going, ahoy! Straight up. It's something to check what's up your bum, and it buzzes to remind you you've got it up there. Relax.
I think, though, Alan, if you had that up your bum, you wouldn't need a buzz to know about it. No, I'll tell you what it's for. It's for putting in the air, and it emits waves, and it works out cracks in the road.
Cracks in the road? How would you advertise it, Dominic? Would you have,
how'd you advertise it?
Would you have a little slogan or a song for it?
You'd advertise by saying, crack roads have no crack roads now. Use the cracker to find your cracks.
All right. Let's have a look and see what it's actually for.
Oh, right.
Moles. What it is, you see, it's a sonic mole repeller which keeps moles out of your garden by emitting a particularly dreadful noise. It wouldn't be Radio 2, would it, Terry?
A foul slur on a fine station.
The mole repeller also gets rid of all other burrowing pests, so bad news for Swampy. Fred and Terry...
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Tell us what this is.
Of course.
And how to advertise it. Off you go.
I'll pass that to you, Fred.
Well,
it's more your kind of thing.
It could be upside down. It could be a desk tidy.
Wobbly, obviously.
I mean,
it could be. It's
a desk tidy to cut down sexual harassment at work. So you've no chance to grope people because you're home.
I think it's a penis gourd from South America. It's a penis gourd, and the slogan would be, "I always wear this when I'm relieving myself in the Orinoco." That's not a very catchy slogan, but in the original Yanomami language, it's much punchier than that.
Right.
It sounds a bit Japanese, but it's Yanomami, and the general thrust of the idea is to protect when you are relieving yourself. And that's why, if that isn't a penis gourd, it should certainly serve as one. I noticed it was a snug fit for you there.
Bears an uncanny resemblance to Jimmy Savile.
Any ideas, Captain?
I think
You're going for the
great slogan.
Let's have a look and see what it is.
Oh, holy moly. No!
Oh. It's a vertical chicken roaster.
Should have known that. We've got one of them.
Have you? How tragic. Let's see the scores. Let's see that Fred's team have got 4 points and Alan's team are ahead with a vertical roasting 6 points. Our next round is called Connections. All we want to know is the advertising connection between 3 things. Alan and Dominic, here are yours. Jerry Hall, Pope Leo XIII, and Terry Wogan.
Pope Leo XIII. I cannot believe there's been 12 Leos before him. There's been Pope.
Well, they were. They started...
Leo, not a very popular name, is it? Leo? I've never known a Leo in my life.
Pope Leo and his wife, Tina. Leo is having a pint there, isn't he?
It's a Stones thing, isn't it? Because Jerry...
Rolling Stones.
Going out with a stone. Pope Leo was stoned. Was stoned as in stoned to death. And Terry Wogan apparently has got kidney stones.
That's frighteningly close.
It's frightening close, but it's not really an advertising connection.
I know. They're all Catholics.
They're all Catholics?
Yeah.
Yes! Bloody good one.
They are.
They are all...
That's right.
They're all Catholic.
I think you'll find that Pope Leo is a Protestant.
I mean, let's throw it over to Fred, and Terry might have some ideas.
I think Pope Leo was probably like the other two. He'd do anything for money. Were they all engaged to Brian Ferry before they met Mick Jagger?
Well, you ought to know,
what are you
Terry.
saying, Terry?
Terry, are you playing around on... Do you not know the answer here? You should know.
Pope Leo invented the stretch cover. And
stretch mark.
I'm selling stretch, and she's got stretch marks.
More likely to be stretch mark.
Well, the answer is they've all advertised Bovril. Jerry Hall advertised it in 1989. There she is, dressed as a chicken. Pope Leo XIII was used to advertise Bovril back in the 1890s, and taking over from him, Terry Wogan promoted the new Bovril cubes. There you are,
Got the
Terry.
stretch pants on.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary. I wish you wouldn't do this.
It's a great...
I did a lot of crap in my time.
Did you?
didn't I? Still do.
Fred and Terry, what's the connection here? The Vauxhall Nova, the Ford Pinto, and finally the Renault Fuego.
This is heavy symbolism.
It is, isn't it?
I think I'm getting one of my records.
So you just press a button on your keyring and the car comes to you. The Fuego was clearly back in the days where they thought that you had to have glamorous, beautiful women to try and sell cars, whereas nowadays the Nova is sold by Ruby Wax.
Yeah. You don't think... I mean, it's nothing to do with the fact that they're all hatchbacks, early hatchbacks.
But the Nova is now called the Corsa, isn't it?
No.
Which I think might be the clue. I think the Nova... well, they're all, it's all kind of Spanish or something, isn't it?
Nova Fuego Pinto.
You just ordered a pizza, you know that, don't you?
Hold the mail.
Were they sold under different names in other countries?
I mean, for instance, when they were trying to sell the Pinto in Ust-Kamagorsk, did somebody say, no, you can't call it a Pinto. That has an unusual sexual connotation in Ust-Kamagorsk.
Right. Well, I'm going to give you the full points there, because the answer is that the cars' names were all problematical. The advertising campaigns were withdrawn for all of them in certain countries. Nova was a flop in Spain because Nova means doesn't go. Fuego means gay in Mexico. And the Ford Pinto was a disaster in Brazil, as Pinto is Brazilian slang for tiny male genitals. Ford quickly changed the name to give the car a more macho image, and now the Ford Donkey Bollocks is selling it like that.
I thought it's explosions.
Feel free to chirp in with the wrong answer after they got it. As we enter our final round, let's have a quick look at the scores. I see that Fred's team have 6 points, but Alan's team have a huge 10 points. So everything to play for in our last round. British towns spend a lot of time and money thinking up catchy slogans for themselves. And I think it's money well spent. If they didn't spend it on that, they'd only fritter it away on school books or something. Alan and Dominic, finish off this town slogan. Middlesbrough, putting blank blank.
Misery first.
Middlesbrough putting Premiership football behind them for another year.
Yeah. Terry, hang on, Terry might have one.
Putting people first?
Absolutely right, Terry. Well done, putting people first. Fred and Terry, one for you. Petersfield, a place to blank and a place to blank.
A place to miss and a place to miss again.
A place to live, a place to die.
A place to stop and a place to ask directions how to get to London.
A place to pee and a place to poo.
I wish it was that.
Let's see if it is. Is it? No, bad luck.
A place to shop and a place to visit.
Yeah, well, that's tragically the best they can say about Petersfield. Alan and Dominic, here you go. Waltham Abbey and Essex, blank, blank.
Waltham Abbey and Essex, pebble dashing possibility.
An Essex Vicar's shag nest.
I have nothing to do with this team anymore.
An Essex themed pub. An Essex fight waiting to happen at any minute.
And Essex, you never knew existed.
2 words only, though, that's the only thing. Let's have a look. Waltham Abbey and Essex, Market Town, you see. Fred and Terry, try this one for size. Leeds, the blank of Yorkshire.
Leeds, the heart of Yorkshire.
Any thoughts, Fred?
Is it internal organs, liver, spleen, kidney, bowels?
Terry's right with... Terry gets
the gonads of Yorkshire.
No, you're right, the first time. The heart of Yorkshire. Brilliant. Well done, another point. Alan and Dominic, Christchurch, where time is blank.
Irrelevant.
Is not...
Where time is spent on the water with the swans.
Where
Who
time...
glide along, but underneath are frantically paddling.
Doesn't quite fit, it's one word.
Christchurch. Wasted.
Where time... Christchurch, where time is pleasant. You were so near with easy. Well, you can't have it. It's got to be the right word. And finally, Fred and Terry, Wirral, always something blank blank.
Always something being stolen.
Always something
There's always something strange, like this windmill, which should be in Holland.
Wirral, always something...
Going on.
Give you pleasure.
Going on, it was going on! Even before the buzzer!
He just nipped in there in time. Brilliantly done, Alan. Time to look at the final scores. Even the man from Del Monte says no to this week's losers, Fred's team, as this week's finger-licking good winners are Alan's team. Thanks to this week's advertising agency, Davies, Holland, MacAulay and Wogan. And we leave you with positive proof of how much fun you can have with soap without even taking your clothes off. Good night.
Home, the modern way, and the modern way is bright and gay with the modern soap. It's Puritan. Hooray!
Gonna clean her home the modern way, and the modern way is bright and gay with the modern soap. It's Puritan. Hooray!
Puritan, the modern home soap.
Puritan, Puritan, the modern home soap.
Blackadder's the first of 3 comedy shows on BBC Two tomorrow evening, beginning at 9, followed by the Friday Night Armistice and Game On.
A gateway to an unknown world.
You're the linguist. Try to talk to him. What's that mean? I have no idea.
A world that uncovers the secrets of our past and is the future we don't yet know.
My orders were simple. Track down signs of any possible danger. If I found any, blow up the Stargate.
Kurt Russell, James Spader. Stargate, Sunday at 7:10 on BBC One.
Where there's mystery to solve,
If you're going to kill someone on Halloween, you think they'd come up with something more original than that.
there's a figure in the shadows.
Bit of a sad character, actually. Ideas man to a conjurer. What's this? Cabinet where she miraculously reappears.
No, that's my tea. Thank you.
Who's a master of illusion.
I just don't think it's fair on Jonathan. To feel he has to keep saving his body for me.
All is not what it seems in the world of Jonathan Creek. Saturday, 9 o'clock on BBC One.
Table Talk now on BBC One with David Dimbleby.
On Question Time from Southampton tonight, Labour's Trade Minister Barbara Roche, Conservative backbencher Anne Widdecombe, Liberal Democrat education spokesman Don Foster, and broadcaster and barrister Clive Anderson. Hello, welcome to Question Time from Southampton. Let's go straight into the first question from Jeff Lumley, who is unemployed. Mr. Lumley.
Should all government ministers be numerate and literate before appointment? And if so, what would the implications be for Stephen Byers and John Prescott?
Is that it?
I could also ask, could the panel tell me what 9 times 7 is?
All right, who first?
63.
Yes, 63. Right, Anne Widdecombe gets to answer the question first.
Oh, right.
Well done. You didn't answer, either of you. Really very well.
Yes, I think that anybody who aspires to take a view on the way that education and employment go should have the basic skills. And in general, of course, they have. And I mean, I take the essential frivolity of the question. Perhaps I could dig a bit deeper into it. I think that numeracy and literacy do underlie an awful lot. They underpin the entire education system. And I think attention to the 3 R's, not just being able to do one's times tables and read, but also